Hello, and welcome once more and possibly for the final time, unless I get loads of people interested in this and I'll keep up, to the library. I am your librarian, Elizabeth. I may help you, Women and Femmes Only edition. So, I heard you say, we like the stuff you said about the classical world. We like the stuff you said about the medieval world. We now have something to use against right-wing grifters. But, you ask, what of women? Were women writing during this period? I know that I said that one of the Greek texts I looked at was rumoured to have been written by a woman. However, most likely wasn't because of the access that women would have to literacy and to the materials to write and the material reality in which they could dedicate time to writing. So, is it completely dead? Well, no. I'm going to talk about two works by women and a fantastic collection of writing about women's spirituality in the medieval period. So, first off, an anthology. This contains works by women, but also contains hagiographies written by men. And a lot of the time these are the only sources for these women's lives. They have not written themselves, and we must regrettably take upon ourselves to read what men had to say about them. But this comes highly recommended. Again, we have the idea that the right wing want to tell you that there's a particular form of spirituality in the medieval period, which simply is not true. These women's spirituality is incredibly sensual a lot of the time. It's often off and with the body. We have Christina, one of the saints in this, who dances, a very common thing, who uses her body in often quite torturous ways to express her religious beliefs. Multifaceted, and fascinating. I highly recommend this. Again, it's an antidote against the right wing. Look, I beat up my copyist. I think I've had this for like 20 years or more. And we have Julian of Norwich, an incredibly fascinating figure. If we want to look at an idea of a religious monoculture, Julian of Norwich will absolutely blow that out of the water. It's complex, and I don't want to go into it as a short-term video, but Julian of Norwich to some extent argues that it is impossible to engage in sin. That what we think is our fall from grace, our fall from the presence of God, is in fact just that we can no longer see God because we believe ourselves to be sinful beings. She is highly recommended, and I endlessly quote a famous passage from this that says that all shall be well, and all shall be well, and all manner of things shall be well. And Julian was an advisor to Marjorie Kemp, whereas Julian of Norwich was very much a upper class woman, a member of the nobility. This woman definitely was not. She's a member of the lower middle class, a working person. But nonetheless, she is one of the most important English language visionaries. Again, highly recommended. So, to recap on this very short video, we have a spirituality of the lower classes. We have a book which absolutely shows that there is no religious monoculture in the medieval period, and a collection of fantastic and often deeply embodied writings by and about women's spirituality during this period. At this point, you're able to be a warrior, if not for Christ, to use a term that many of these would know, at least for or against the right-wing grift machine. Thank you. Goodbye.